Hey, this is Teresa, one mother, one daughter, and I'm here to do, a video response or promotion for Sybil B's Show Me Your Markers. I entered this challenge for a number of reasons. Of course, to support her challenge, but because as I was, she always has like these different kind of challenges going on. And as I was looking at the other videos of other people who made their videos for her challenge and reading the comments, I had so many helpful hints, and that really encouraged me to push ahead and do this video. Because as most of my subscribers know, I haven't been doing videos for a couple weeks now. But reading other people's comments, I felt that I could encourage other people to use their markers more with some of the tips that I'm going to leave. So first, I'll show you my markers. Well, I'll show you. Let me move back, and I'll show you my area. Okay, it's my crafting area. I'll go a little slow. And I am in a very small apartment, so this side of the room is my area, and it's from the ceiling all the way down to the floor. So, can you see that? I usually cover that part up with that little black sash. So, as I go moving closer, you can see my marker area. So not like other people, I don't have a separate area for coloring and a separate area for gluing and a separate area for guns. I mean guns. I mean glue gunning. All my work is done in this small little space right here. So that's why a lot of times you see my desk is messy, because I don't have that much room. So if I'm working on a project, you most likely will see everything that I'm doing. So this is my markers, and again, as most of my subbies know, I was very, very, very excited to get them. I had to buy them in 2 sections. Then, I did my videos screaming, yeah, I got my markers. I was so excited. And yes, to get all these markers, that was very expensive to me. And I was like, this is a lot of money. So I think I got them last year. The last of them last year for my birthday, or the year before, I can't remember. But then I called myself Spurgeon for the case, which I wasn't going to buy, because I just was like, after I paid this much money for a case, for the markers, there ain't no way in hell I'm going to buy this case. But then they had them half off at, I can't remember, but the same people who make the markers, they had them half off at their website. And so I was able to get 2 sets, and then I just needed 1 more for the rest of the sets. In the front, I keep it right here so I can use them all the time. As much money as I pay for them, I want to use them all the time, and as much as I can. And then right in front, I have my chart that I use to reference color. So I'm gonna put you down for a little minute, second, and I'll show you some of my colored images. Look how tiny. Oh, she's small. And that one is paper pieced. I really like the paper piecing. And this one came out really good. I like it. But I cut off half the nose. But before I finish showing you some more of my images that I colored, I would like to leave some tips. Now, the reason why I'm leaving these tips is because, one, I read the comments. Like I said, I read comments, and it really encouraged me to do this video response for Sybil. Sybil's challenge ends tomorrow, which is, I believe, the 15th. Don't quote me on that. It's the 14th. It's the 15th at midnight. So you do still have time to enter. And the good thing about it is that you don't have to send anything. All you have to do is do a video response and send it to her. So like I said, I wanted to encourage her, but it was the tips that I wanted to leave. If you're a new colorist, what am I going to say, user to alcohol markers, the first tip I want to give you is to invest in your refills. But the first refill you have to get and have to keep on hand is your blender refill. Now, I'm not a professional colorist. I can just tell you as I experienced this. I'm very new to this also. I mean, I think I had like maybe a year in with my markers, and I'm not a professional. I just do what I like. So that would be my next tip, is for you to do what you like. But if you get the blender pen, you're new to coloring, you are going to run out of your blender pen the fastest. So I suggest, if you got your markers, get the blender refill, so that when you make the mistakes, you can clean them up. You're going to run out of that the fastest. My second tip is, the color how you like. Don't be so fast as to think, oh, I'm gonna rip this up and not send this to somebody. Use them on kids' cards. That's my second tip. Use those images on kids' cards. And if you make a mistake or something and you're coloring, put it down, you get frustrated, and come back to it. It's easier to go over it and start to activate the marker again. When I first got my markers, I had spent so much money on my markers, and I started coloring, and I was like, oh hell, what the hell did I do? I'm going to have to sell these markers, because it just wasn't coming out good, and I wasn't happy with the results that I got, and I really felt like I made like this huge mistake. And then I was so, every time I would use the markers, I was so afraid that I was going to make a mistake. But I started looking at videos. Well, I was looking at videos before I got my markers. Wanting the markers, I was looking at videos. But I started to look at more videos. Now, I'm talking to the people who have Spectrum Noir markers. If you have Spectrum Noir markers, I know there's not a lot of videos out with people coloring with Spectrum Noir markers. But that's okay, because you can use the people who use Copics and other alcohol markers as your teachers, because it's the same techniques. It's just a different brand name marker. So I know I tend to wish that the people that I do like who colors would use Spectrum Noir, but I still get a lot of tips. I'm going to tell you a few people that I watch and that I love to watch. And if you are a beginner or intermediate or expert, I think that you would love to watch them too. My absolute most favorite person is Kimberly Brown. If you have ever seen her color, you don't know who she is, go to her page and look at her. She's not like, she does details, she does shading, but she's not intimidating with the over and over and over coloring, if you know what I mean. You can see people do their color, lay down their color, and they'll go over their image like countless times. That really scared me. I wasted a lot of my, I don't want to say wasted, but I used a lot of my inks up trying to color that way. But watching her, I knew I could do it, because she lays down her color, lays down the second color, lays down the third color, and she moves on. That way you're not using up all of your inks. She doesn't use Spectrum Noir markers. I can't remember. I think she used Pro markers. But you still get the gist of it. Another coloring person that I like to watch is Heather's Hobby Haven. She also is another person. She gives a lot of tips. She explains why she does things, and she will answer any question that you have. And yes, these are progress coloring. They're not just taking their images and showing them to you and telling you, this is how I did this. I used this color right here. I used it. They are actually coloring the images with you. So that way you get a lot of ideas. They show you how to lay down the color, where your shadows might be. And yeah, I just really love those two people, so you can get a lot of tips from them. Another one who colors and goes to her thing is Crafty Bits. She also does. And there's like a few other people, but those are the people that I can remember right now, and those are the people that I go to. Another thing that I do, and that I have done before, that I found it hard for me to pick the colors. And I'm specifically saying this to Nene. I seen that you had left a comment. I've seen other people, but I can't remember their. I don't know those other people, but I know their name. She said that it's hard for her. A comment that she wrote. It's hard for her to pick her colors. Like, let's just say you have the blue color. You don't know. You know, you pick the dark and the medium, but you don't know exactly which dark or which medium to pick because, sorry, there's a whole array of dark and light, right? I had that problem when I first started, and I still probably do have that problem. But here's another tip. What solved it for me, or it made it easier for me, was I would go to the Spectrum Noir Facebook page or the Spectrum Noir site, and I would look at the images, and if I liked that image or how it was colored, I would write those colors down. So here's my little book. See my little book that I keep them in, and I'm going to show you if I can get around here. And this is an example. If you go to this is from the Facebook page. So I put Spectrum Noir Facebook page. You can see that. The name of the person who posted that was Laureen, and she posted on October 27th. Now for the grayish hair, those are the colors that she used. And for the red, she used reds or whatever it was she used. I like those colors. I wrote them down. So that's how. I will show you another one. Spectrum Noir site posted by Irene Sherman. And let's see. She colored dark skin and curly hair. So as you can see, I wrote down the colors that she used because they post their colors that they use. So I wrote them down, and I either use those colors when I'm coloring or adjust it to my needs. And it's not much that I have to do because the color's already there for me. Does that make sense? Here, let me go on this side. Okay, here's one for curly hair. She has EB8, T in 5, T in 3, and you see where I put blended, so there's no lines. I just write does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I write them down according to whatever. Even if, like, let's just say somebody's doing like a purple shirt and pink shoes. You can use that same purple shirt, like light purple she has, for pants. Maybe you want purple pants, so you can use the same colors but for a different thing because they'll blend out if that's the look that you're looking for. Okay, so for instance, this dark pink, whatever that person was wearing, those are the colors that they use. So if I want something that's going to be dark pink, I will go into my little book and find that and apply that to what I'm doing. Sometimes I have to use another color. Sometimes I won't use one of the colors that they provided. But those things are things that help me. And like I said, I'm not a professional colorist, but I'm going to show you some of my images. And you can see that I tried to make it look like worn denim. So I guess the best tip that I could give you, besides looking at the videos and practice, don't throw away your images even if they don't look good. You could keep them, you could come back and adjust them, or you can use them on kids' cards. But you will eventually want to use your markers more. It'll become easier for you. So, and I said the most important. I guess this is the most important. Color it how you like. You can just color the whole thing, go back and put your dark in, and you will work on it. But don't be so fast to color the way other people want you to do it. Do what works best for you. If you like the image, the hell what everybody else have to say. You like it, you did it. But you also want it to look neat. So get that the blending solution, and keep that on hand all the time. Sorry, I know I got dark on it, but keep that on hand because that will help you fix up your mistakes. And I'm going to show you one that I most recently did. And I really, 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 really love the way it came out. It is so cute. Put it in the cart. Let me move you back so you can see. Oh, I just love that hair. Don't you just love it? And now, let me just say, everybody, the shadows are hard for me to do, but I put them where I think I like them at, or where I think it will look nice at, and it comes out cute. Coloring is not a one-dimensional, well, I guess it can be, but it's not a one-look thing. Oh, it's like when my daughter used to color. Oh, she would have purple horses. She liked purple horses. So even though there are not horses that are purple, she liked it. So you can do whatever it is that you like to do. Since I'm showing you this card, I'm sorry because I'm using my tablet. That's why that dark spot is. But since I'm showing you my cute card, I'm going to show you the inside. It's a happy birthday card. On the inside it says, today is the oldest you've ever been and the youngest you'll ever be again. And I like my insides to match my outside. So that's another card. I'm going to show you another card. And I guess this card that I'm going to show you is for Charlotte Miller's son. Oh, Charlotte, you have to forgive me. I am so sorry. I am sending off the package this week. I've had a lot going on, and I was sick too. So this is an image that I colored. And see, blue hair. It's for her son, Zach. Zach, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm not going to post what the inside of the card is because it's my apologies because I was supposed to have been sending this out and I had already been picked out the gift that I wanted to send. Life got in the way. So I have to apologize for that. But here's another colored image. And this colored image is from the greeting form. And as you see around the outside, I wanted to make it seem like there was a glow on him. I used yellow around the outside. And I made him standing on the floor. I like to do that with my images because the grounding that I do is not so good, but it's still, he's grounded when he's put on the floor. So that's another thing that I like to do. Here's another card. This is like one of my first shaker cards. And you can see the depth in the cupcake. And it might not be that many shadows, but hey, I like it. So you have to do what it is you like. And again, another tip that I want to give. Don't try to blend in the hair for the beginning colorist. Blend the hair so much. You want to have streaks in your hair. So, let me see what other tips that I have to give. If you got your markers already, invest in your refills. Start with the ones that you use most often. And then continue to go on a line. Like, as you can see up here on my little board in front, I need those more. Well, not that TB3 because I got that already. But those are a couple that I need right away. Ink refills that I need right away. So invest in your refills. And Sybil, I really like. I like your challenges. I think that they're always kind of different than other challenges. Thank you for accepting my entry into this challenge. It was fun, and it was fun reading the comments and looking at other people's videos to see, what they did and what they had. And I just like to hear people talk. So, yeah, those are my markers. That's my color chart. And these are some of my images. I love this one right here. I love this. So I just wanted to get in on this challenge. I just wanted to tell some tips. And yeah, I was really afraid to use my markers. I was like, I'm going to have to sell these damn things. I paid too much for them. But I do love them. I do have one problem with them. And that's that Spectrum Noir came out with a new set of markers that has the tip like the Copics do, which I did realize was, I don't know, I never had a Copic. But I just like the way they look. They just seem like they get into the corners better, and you can make sharper lines. But I bought these already, so I'm stuck with them. I will not be buying Copics. I couldn't afford that if I tried. But you know, I just work with what I have and make them look nice. I wish I could afford those Copics, but I guess even if I would, I wouldn't feel good enough. I wouldn't feel good paying that much money for all of the markers because I would want them all. But I just wouldn't feel that good about it. But anyway, maybe Spectrum Noir will come out with some better tips that fits the markers that they originally came out with. Because at this point right now, it does seem like they're like Provo Craft, just trying to make money off of people. I think that the tips that they made should fit both the old markers and the new markers that they came out with. But at any rate, these are my markers. So thank you for stopping by my channel, taking time to stop by and listen to me go on and on. And I hope some of these tips helped some people. And I'm starting to feel sick again, so I'm going to lay down. So thank you.